are we able to measure those? And does credentialing guarantee that those qualities will be present in the mediator before the parties?
I think, what the point you're raising is part of exactly the reason why credentialing has been so difficult, is that the word mediation is applied to so many things. One of the examples that I use when I'm doing training of what I think people should really not do came from a training tape. I watched that as a pretty important video where they were suggesting that that's what we really should do. And we just we have such different views often on what good mediation is.
Has there been any discussion about, how much discussion has there been about terminology? I don't know, the folks that we maybe don't expect a certain training level that might be working in the small towns inside of county or outside of Athens, maybe doing truancy mediations, maybe a resolution officer or some way to set aside the word mediation so we can build upon that profession and what they do. Has there been much discussion on that?
I mean, sort of break out types of levels of.
Yeah, I'm not saying trademarking the name mediator, but some way making it a little bit more exclusive while not trampling all these other programs to allow those to go forward as well.
I don't think I haven't heard that discussion.
Okay.
Well, and I think it goes back to also, again, if we talk about what are we credentialing, part of the issue in the field has been what process are you actually utilizing? So are you an early neutral evaluator who calls themselves a mediator? Are you a mediator who's actually doing mini trial? Are there these different processes that are out there? And so if we are certifying or credentialing, or but if we are, what are we certifying or credentialing you to do? And then who decides if that's actually what it is? Because it goes back a little bit to what I say, if I see someone, I say, well, that really just an early neutral evaluator, but they certainly hold themselves out as a mediator, and that's what their business letterhead says, and that's what their card says, and so, but I may not agree with that, and so that's.
The Maryland Quality Assurance program on mediation is really detailed in terms of the criteria that they use, their definitions of terms, and the process that they are recommending. And the OSU Law School that did the report, they relied almost exclusively on that word, like rather than reinvent the wheel, to use what's out there. And they focused on this one because they felt it was the best, the most comprehensive, and it was a good framework. And they went down and interviewed, or maybe they had a phone interview with the person that developed it, and well, not just her, but as a spokesperson. And so a lot of the groundwork has been covered by a lot of other organizations, and you can't pick and choose and kind of use that as a guideline, and that's what the OSU group did.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you're talking about Maryland, Texas, Florida, Michigan. I don't know about Washington, but I think that's Washington. What that is that's if you want to mediate in a court, if you want to be on a court roster. But I'm pretty sure there is no state in the union, for instance, if you want to call yourself an MD or a pharmacist, you have to get a state license. I don't think there's any state in the union that says you must do X, Y, and Z before you can call yourself a mediator. You can hang out a shingle as a mediator in any state in the union. All of those are for court programs. The trick is, or the question is it possible to take the work that's been done in Maryland and other states and make that for anyone who wants to use that word mediator with a capital F? That's the question.
So if you were to say what a credentialing system would look like, what would you say it would look like, ideally?
and what the different components of that would be. Some level of specified training in mediation, a certain level of experience in mediation.
So basic training, just a basic understanding of theory, and then another level where there's practice, either peer monitored and reviewed. So I'd like to throw out the model standards of conduct for mediators developed by the American Bar Association and Association for Conflict Resolution in 2005. Be part of that requirement that exists all across our country, and that we build on that.
So are you suggesting that someone could lose their credential if they didn't meet the conduct standard?
If they weren't practicing self-determinism, I think there should be something in place that would sanction that person, and there be some kind of penalty.
So then it goes to how, I think it's kind of a chicken or the egg, because the party has to know enough to be able to say, wow, that mediator didn't encourage me to make my own decisions and to fully promote my self-determination in this process. So then I have to say, I have to identify it as a party. Then I have to know who to go to. So that's the other question.
I think that comes in.
That parties become more educated about the
We
process.
even have folks that still to this day don't realize they play against the what is it, doctors.
The board, the medical.
Yeah. So I think we can't educate everybody about our standards from the beginning. I think it's well. Anyone else have thoughts on it?
The Washington Mediation Association has taken it upon itself to be the administrative certification of the state. And so they established a standard, you don't have to have certification to practice mediation except in the courts. But their take was it's very helpful for a private practice mediator to have certification because of what it implies for that person's training and qualifications. So they set up the standards, they actually interview mediators applying for certification. And if there are complaints, they have a process within the association for people that review those complaints.
So a state governed
It's
organization.
not a public sector thing, it's not the government of Washington.
Okay.
It's a private mediation association.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
the OMA equivalent.
Okay. So the OMA equivalent is the body who credentials, who reviews complaints, who then sanctions mediators. So is that?
But I have to say that although they've done a whole lot of work in this direction, they at the same time have a long way to go. They haven't figured out all this.
Terry?
One question I just had is whether the goal would be for mandatory credentialing or voluntary. As I would think if it's mandatory, then you're going to have a state entity that is going to have to, we're going to have a law or something that creates the entity to do it. And probably to do that, I assume we have to show that there's great harm if we don't have credentials. Because, if you look at the lawyers, the doctors, the accountants, they could probably all make the case for there's a lot of harm comes if we don't have licensing or credentialing for these folks. And as mediators, could we make that same case, or would we be on more like a par with notary publics who have to register, but it's not the same kind of thing as the nursing boards and the others.
And I think that goes back to what is the harm we're trying to prevent, and can we quantify that, and is there enough harm and danger out there to warrant a state board?
Because I really think protecting turf is what we'd like to do. I mean, we can say legitimize the profession, but I think it's protecting turf. Lawyers do that, doctors do that, they all do that. But they can look good about doing it by saying, oh, but these terrible harms will happen if you don't let us protect our turf. And And so I think as mediators, I'd like to protect our turf, but I'm not convinced we can say, oh, these terrible harms will occur if you don't let us do it. So I guess that's kind of the thinking.
Right, and also goes back to who are we trying to protect, or what are we trying to protect? And are we trying to, and in all honesty, are we trying to protect the parties? And I think in some ways we are, certainly. But I think you're right when we talk about legitimizing the profession and guaranteeing a certain level of service, we're looking at ourselves as professionals and ourselves as mediators, and wanting to protect that. And then it goes to the, are we protecting lawyers, or are we protecting non-lawyers, or are we protecting volunteers and paid mediators, and that's where it's just.
And when a committee was meeting, when we did all the individual research, we really tried to look into what different states were doing. What we found with Texas, which I found very interesting, was in order to get buy-in from all of the different organizations, from the attorneys, non-attorneys community associations, they formed one central board with a seat on that board from all the organizations, so that you were not excluding anyone. At the end of the